Hi everyone, welcome back to Find Me in a Book. Today we are talking about Elsie Silver's latest book. It's the fourth in her Rose Hill series, and it is the last of that series, which she has confirmed. I have been looking forward to this book in particular since we met Bash, the MC. I believe we met him in the second book, maybe the first one, but remember I didn't read the first one. The second, third, and fourth, so good. So I do know that I do need to go back and read the first one because I'm sure that it's just as good. But this one, absolutely, I think is my favorite out of the three that I did read because it's that age gap romance. And I am a sucker for an age gap romance. I don't know what it is, but that honestly is one of my favorite tropes. And this was so perfect. It just wrapped the bow on the whole series, and it came out in September. I highly recommend that you pick it up. So we have Bash. He is a fire pilot. So he's kind of retired in his career, but when the firefighters need him, when forest fires are going, he takes the plane and he goes and helps. And he is just the grumpy older man that is in this group of younger men that go bowling, and he's there and he participates. And we kind of get a glimpse of what might be going on at the last of the third book when we meet Gwen. So the beginning of this fourth book is a year previous where he is trying to get on a plane and it gets delayed, and that's where he meets Gwen. And they just have this connection that he is like, why can I not get this girl out of my head? She's kind of this fun-loving, hippie, free-loving yoga instructor that he's like, she's just so positive. Like, why can I not get her out of my head? I think that they exchange numbers, or either I want to say that he gives her his number, but it turns out to be the wrong number. And so he's been waiting by the phone for a year, and it just wants her to reach out, and she thinks that he didn't text her back. And so it's just like this misconnection that they're like, oh, okay. It leads to her coming into their little town. She's this yoga instructor. She travels everywhere. She's just going where the wind takes her. And she shows up in this town. She starts to teach. And I want to say that she connects with one of the girls that are in one of the other books, and gets invited to this bowling night. And he's like, he sees her and he's like, what is going on? Like, why didn't you talk to me? And it turns out that he is actually her ex's dad, that her ex didn't really know about, or he did, and like the mother just spoke really poorly of Bash, and so he never reached out. And so right when Bash and Gwen reconnect is when the son is also like, oh, I want to have this relationship with my dad. And so Bash is like, well, I can't act on this relationship. Like, I really want to like be around Gwen and all this. And there's this older man that Sebastian, or Bash, is close to, that goes through like some health issues. And so the guy offers for Gwen to stay with him to help be a caretaker. And so Bash is there all the time. Actually, you know what? So the guy has some health issues. He moves in with Bash, and that's when Gwen moves in as well. So they're under the same roof. They have all this tension, and he's like, no, I can't act on this because like your ex is my son. I want this relationship. And she's like, no, I don't care about my ex. Like, he is so full of himself. I don't care. Like, I want to be with you. And so there's so much tension that it's like the will they, won't they. It's perfect. And finally they cave in, and it really is such a good age gap. There's the forbiddenness of it. There is like just everything that you could want in this book. Elsie Silver really does her tropes well. She does her characters well. She does her stories really well. that it's centralized around the relationship, and you really feel that tension like through the book, and I just highly recommend it. And yeah, you could read it standalone, but it is helpful to read the other books just so that you do know the characters. But like I said, I did skip the first one and easily was able to pick up the storyline and characters when I did start with the second one. But yeah, second one is really good. I think if I could rank them, I would say the fourth one that just came out, and then the third one, and then the second one, and then we'll see about the first one if I do actually read it. But again, her series are so good, and it just is all around really great. And I really wanted, like, there was so much tension that I really wanted their romance to start earlier, but I think it really did, like, hindsight, start in a really great timing, because it really is just like, come on, just like give in, like please, please, please. And it finally does. And then they talk it through with the son and like her ex, and it works out in the end. But it really, like, you see the characters from the other books that are in there and the friendships that they create, and it just makes you want to be in that small town. It makes you want to be part of this friend group. And there's just a lot of different mixed emotions with it that you're like, come on, girl, like get it, you know, because she really, like, she wants to travel. And she's like, well, if he's not going to acknowledge like what we have, like, I'm just going to go take this other job in like this different country. Like, she's like, okay, well, I gave you a chance. And finally it makes him realize, like, okay, no, I want this more. Like, I want to be part of your life. And overall, just so good. Definitely, I would say spiciness, I would say it's about a 3 out of 5. It's not overly where you're like, okay, that's a lot. It's like perfect timing, perfect situations, perfect like build up, like I said, and there's just the perfect amount of spice that if you're not into spice, or if you're not into like the scenes that they do have, you can easily skip it and you still get everything with their relationship. So again, loved it. Highly recommend the series. I still need to pick up her, I think it's like the Gold series or something. Her other series, I need to look into those, because I genuinely do enjoy her books. And speaking of more of the small town kind of Western-ish books, I did finish Lila Sage's newest book, Soul Searching, which I will be doing a video on that. It was very good. Not my absolute favorite of hers. I do still really like The Wild and Wrangled. But this one was equally as good. I know that it was different for her, but we will talk about that in my next episode. And yeah, I'm slowly getting through my TBR that we talked about in the last book. And there's just more and more books as we go. And so it's just piling higher and higher. I did get a reveal book box. I'm not going to unpack it for this one, but maybe next video, or maybe I'll just put it on my social media and not do a whole video about it. But those book boxes are still so fun, and I do recommend those. If you have read Wild Card by Elsie Silver, definitely let me know your thoughts. Like, I want you to let me know if it was your favorite, because it really was my favorite. Something about that one and Wild Card, just how she writes the male characters is just so perfect. So anyways, thank you so much. Please follow, please subscribe, please follow on social media, and I will see you next time.